Get life insurance. Get it today. If you don't got it, you need it. If you got kids, you get life insurance, man. Get you some life insurance. And the reason being is because the only thing that we know that's guaranteed is that we're going to die. So why wouldn't you put your family in a position to win after you die? Just think about all of your family members that came before you, right? If each of these individuals would have had life insurance policies set up and had them properly passed down, how rich would you be? How better off would life be for you? Maybe you wouldn't be rich, but how better off would life would be if when your parents die, they leave you with $50,000 each? It's $100,000, man. What would you do with $100,000, right? Ask yourself, what would your kids do, right? You know that your kids are either A, they're gonna really be something, right? But why do they gotta struggle to actually be what you know that they can be, right? Why do they gotta struggle to succeed? I know, like, we can look at a child and be like, oh, this kid going somewhere. Oh, that baby been here before. Like, we know this, right? We know that we have the ability to see this in children. So why not set them up just in case something happens to us? Because we know and understand that we also gonna do whatever it takes to assist them, right? But guess what? Getting life insurance is part of assisting them. You gotta use all of the financial tools that are available to you to make sure that you and your family are great. And life insurance is one of them. It's real simple. Like, they got term policies, and I get it. Maybe you aren't at a point in your life where you can afford $125 a month, $150 a month. Or maybe you are at a point in your life where you can afford $150, but the reality of the situation is 2 years from now, you know, something tragic happens and then you can't afford it, right? So that's cool too, you know. You got to be realistic with yourself in terms of how much you can afford. If you got more than one kid, you want to be realistic with the policies, right? You don't want to get a $250,000 policy for your first kid, then you turn around and have another kid and you can't afford another $250,000 policy. Realistically, you could just put the other kid on the policy. But you get what I'm saying. If your goal is to have $250,000 for each of your kids, maybe that's not a realistic goal, right? Maybe a realistic goal is $100,000 because I got 2 kids. So let me $200. I can afford a $200,000 life insurance monthly payment, right? That may be your situation. And if that's your situation, then go ahead and do that. But understand that there's cheap policies called term policies. Now, a term policy isn't that bad. The only bad thing about a term policy is it's based on the numbers, right? Do you plan on dying in 30 years? No, you probably don't plan on dying in 30 years, but do we know a bunch of people that didn't plan on dying in 30 years? Matter of fact, who plans on dying, right? Maybe old people, right? Only old people plan on dying. So none of us actually plan to die, but we know people that we grew up with as kids and they're no longer here. We also know that at some point in their life, they had kids, right? And now that they're no longer here, guess who got to help take care of their kids? We're adding on, right? We're assisting, or their family members, or their mothers, right? Somebody is helping carry on their legacy when in all essence, that's all they had to do was have a little $7, $17, $27, $37 a month policy for $200,000-$300,000. And then when they finally crossed over into the other side, their kids will be taken care of.